G'day folks, my name is Loki and today we're going to be taking a look at some gameplay in King of Seas. Now, you might not know, but I play a wide variety of games, from grand strategy to hack and slash, a little something for everyone. So make sure you subscribe for more guides, tips and a few laughs. Hit the like button and please let me know in the comments if you find this video helpful or have any questions or suggestions. King of Seas is described as an action RPG. You play as heir to the throne and stand wrongly accused of your father's murder, hence why you become a pirate while you're trying to clear your name. That is the overarching storyline. What can you do in King of Seas? Well, it's a pirate game, so there's plenty of looting and wreaking havoc on the open seas. It's also one of your main methods of gaining experience and gold to use and shop in-game. Then there's trading, and of course there's also fishing, and you've got your various side jobs that you can gain from the tavern notice boards. The combat is fairly straightforward. Get a good look at the broadside of your target, fire away and watch them sink. So where does King of Seas rate in the good, the bad and the ugly? Well, let's start with the good. It's a pirate game. I like pirate games. If you like pirate games, you will probably like King of Seas. There is a tutorial of sorts. The first few levels, missions, etc. run you through the basics of gameplay mechanics, such as steering your ship, how to actually engage in combat. So, you're not left completely to your own devices. And it's a game that looks and sounds good. It's not cutting edge by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a good looking game, and the sounds, everything blends in nicely to give a good atmosphere. Now, the bad. There is no mouse functionality on PC whatsoever. It is all keyboard. I won't lie to you, it took a little bit of getting used to having to do everything via the keyboard. And in one area that I really noticed the lack of a mouse is when you're not sure about anything, there's no hovering over something to get a tooltip. And given how brief the tutorial is, there's a lot left unexplained, and can be, if you were able to hover over and get a tooltip, it would just, make things a little bit easier. The global map, it's not horrible, but the problem that I felt that it had is that you have to be zoomed right in to be able to see any of the port names. Now, when you compare it to other games, it's just the global map's really clunky. So you can zoom right out and see the whole map, but all you're going to see is, these little spatterings of islands. None of the not even the icons of what faction each island belongs to is shown on the global map until you start. You've got to be zoomed right in, and because it's all keyboard controlled, finding moving around the map is a bit painful at times. And one thing that I found really quite strange, the game autosaves every time you dock at a port, but if you die, or you get into combat and your ship's sunk, you respawn at the starting port regardless of what your last save position was. So if you die miles away from the starting port, even if you've, saved your progress as you're moving across the map, when you die, you'll be straight back at Eagle's Den. I found that I'm like, what's the point of, saving as you go along if it's just going to keep kicking you back to the start every time? It's also, I've noticed a few comments around the places about the lack of fast travel. And if it had fast travel, this respawning back at the start wouldn't be so bad. There's also the issue, just getting back to the map again, in that you don't open the map with your exploration. Well, you do to a point. You find these weather station outposts all around the joint, and you have to go in there, visit the guy, go through bit of a conversation, and buy a map from him. So if you think you can, you can't just go out and explore, you've got to find those outposts, and you've got to have the gold to be able to buy the maps. So it's a bit unlike most games, or most open world games. The map, we're all quite familiar with the fog of war type thing with maps, and you're rewarded for your exploration by uncovering the map. So I found this extra mechanic of, having to explore the map and then buy it, basically. It's just, that kind of done my head in a little bit of just felt a bit pointless and, a clunky mechanic and totally unnecessary. But you do get used to it. It's one of those things, it's bad, but, Now, the ugly. There is something that I find ugly about this game. There is no mini-map. There is no navigation indicator outside of the global map. Which, considering the size of the map and how much area you need to traverse, you've got this wonderful, icon up in the right-hand corner showing you, are you at full sail, what wind the direction's going, that it takes you through, the time of day, all this wonderful, but there's nothing to show you where you are or where you're going. Even if they were to just add another arrow on the wind direction compass or something, to point you in the right direction, because what you find yourself doing is, it's your target's way over wherever, and you start navigating around a few islands and whatnot, and then you got to open the map again to check and see, well, where am I? Am I still on the right track? Do I need to turn, adjust my course, or whatever? And it just, to me, it's something, it just really slows down your gameplay of not being able to have that just at a glance. My target is over here, I can just head for it. I don't need it. I don't think anyone needs it to sort of have a little dotted out path of where to go, but just give us an arrow or something, so that we know that we're heading in the right direction. So for me, that's my biggest gripe with the game, and I just think for any game that is open world and has exploration, a mini-map should be one of the first things to be included. So, with that being said, I am enjoying playing King of Seas. So, even though I've mentioned, the more negative things than good things, it's a game I'm definitely enjoying. The things that are wrong for lack of a better word. It's just quality of life improvements. So would I recommend, you to play this game? If you're like me and you like pirate games, you, like me, will probably enjoy King of Seas. Is it worth the price? To me, currently, I think it's a little bit overpriced. But as I said, it needs a few quality of life improvements. If they can bring those into the game, then it will be worth its current price. But for the time being, I would maybe wait for a sale. So that's my take on King of Seas. Let me know in the comments if you agree, disagree, or if there's something I didn't mention that you really like or you really don't like about the game. But for now, let me say thank you very much for watching. Stay slinky, and I'll see you guys next time.